Hello, everybody. It's Lisa again, Heart of Inspiration, here to help you lead a spirit-led, whole and healed, peaceful, and prosperous life. Welcome home, light workers. Welcome home. I'm here to talk to you about this 444 portal. I've got some notes on my phone here I'll be looking at. This is actually the third of the 444 portals, and it is the most powerful, I'll say, of all of them. The most powerful of all of them. I didn't even realize that there was 3 of them that were occurring in this month until I was like digging into this. You know, I knew this happened, and I knew the one at the beginning of the month happened, and I'm like, oh, hey, yo, whoa. There was actually 3 of them. There was a middle one on the 13th. Interesting enough. Welcome everybody into the chat. Hello, hello, hello. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Yeah, I've done something new. I got it done in the underground through the hair underground. Hey, you know what? A girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. So I got it done on the DL, on the down low and underground. So we just going to leave that alone for right now. Anyways, let's get into this 444 portal. Okay. Today is also underground. Today is also the new moon in Taurus. So this, for me, is the absolutely most powerful of all of the portal. It's like each time the portal has opened, it's opened stronger and stronger and stronger each time. When it opened the first time on 4/4/2020, it was right before the full moon, okay, in Libra. I had to think about it. So that was kind of that Aries, Libra, like self, understanding of self, being ready to like really step into who we are and self. And right before we're coming to that full moon where we're ready to also take ourselves and then integrate that with the greater good, right? Integrate with the greater good. So that 4/4 portal was really important for that purpose, to take ourselves, begin to 4/4 to begin to take ourselves, our life purpose, our life meaning, and integrate it with the greater good and seeing how we're meant to fit into that greater good. Getting to know and collaborate and all of that with people. That was critical. Okay. On 4/13, then we're moving, the sun is beginning to move out of Aries. So on 4/13, then we've got another 4/4 portal, kind of building upon the last, and then moving us towards this one now, that this new moon, which is actually about to occur momentarily. What's that, 2100, right? So it's about to happen momentarily, or just happen at the zenith. Moves us into this new moon in Taurus. Taurus is not about sudden change, but it's going to be housing Uranus for a while. So that's like moving. So Taurus is more about, let's plant these seeds and help them to grow. Now, okay, the Lyrid meteor shower that peaks tonight, it's making a huge difference in a lot. We just got done with the Merkaba light body activation. um, meditation. So go back and watch that guided meditation. This portal here is all about unlocking secrets, unlocking energy, spiritual energy, moving into agreement with one another, and also about us revealing who we are, revealing and living in and building specific cornerstones, and those cornerstones actually changing as we're shifting. The remainder, this entire year, I've come to, as I've been listening and studying and watching, is really all about this move, right? It's this move into a fourth dimensional reality, and it's gonna take time for it to happen. But there's like a sudden like jump start that's happening. We're gonna notice as certain things begin to happen throughout the rest of the year energetically. Time speeding up, slowing down, a little bit, long enough for us to catch our breath. There's been some other things that have happened also during this first part of the year. There have been two black holes that started a few galaxies away, that actually started their coming together, basically integrating into one another, and they've taken a whole year. And it's culminated literally like 2 days ago, sending out, and throughout this year it's been sending, what we can see, it's culminated. So for the last year it's been sending out this energetic like coming together of energies, this energetic coming together of energies. The beginning of the month it opened, the middle of the month it came a little bit, and now this portal is open for a third triad time during the month. This is a powerful time for new beginnings. This opens up a very high frequency, and I do believe the meteor shower is adding into that frequency. I do believe the two black holes coming together is adding to this frequency of shift, move, integration, see things for what they are. When all this started, there was, let me show you this, chart. When all this CV started, right, we had Mercury. Where's Mercury? Mercury was all the way, let me go here so I can draw. Mercury here was all the way over yonder way in Pisces. It had just kind of it was in its retrograde, or kind of got done with it. So it was over here. So we weren't sure about information, or more information's being put out, and this, that, and all of us kind of felt a little like, what the heck's going on? What the heck? Now it's where it belongs, or it's moving out, I should say. Now it's over here in Aries. But as we're looking at this new moon on this 4/4 portal, right? We're looking at this new moon right here. The sun and the moon, well, the moon will do this first. Tomorrow, oh no, not tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, the moon will be conjunct Uranus. So you want to talk about some really feeling like, okay, these are the changes I can integrate. This is what I can handle. This is how this new light body works. This is how this new spirituality works. This is how the group think is going to work. We're going to see a lot more of this like polarization of people's points of view on how society needs to operate. beginning to end, right? This is going to actually happen, I would say, overnight. Now that I'm looking at the degrees, overnight, the moon and Uranus it's going to be crossing its path. By the end of the week, the moon is going to be conjunct Venus in Gemini. So we'll get some relief this portal stays open, basically, is what I'm saying. Like, this isn't like this is a portal that opens and then it's shutting. No. No. This is a portal that's opening so that we can further see, investigate, change our perspective on things, how we're integrated with the earth, how the earth is integrated with us, how humanity is integrated with one another, spirituality. Are we going to decide to live in a higher frequency of love, or are we going to stay in a lower frequency of fear? Are we going to go to a higher frequency of love, light, wisdom, and then integrate that into our being as, okay, we have to be better to Mother Earth. I mean, if there's a number of good things that have come of all of this, like being shut in. One of which is the earth is, miraculously being regenerated, right? It's just like there's, we're seeing animals everywhere and fish and wildlife and, like you go outside for walks. I've started walking. I'm trying to walk about 2 to 4 miles every day. Did not get that in today, but we would get back at it tomorrow. 2 to 4 miles every day. The air is cleaner. It's crisper. The sun is shining brighter. And I don't live in a high pollutant area, but it's right. Things are changing. It's different. It feels different. The energy is different. Now, there is an energetic shift from, okay, we're shut up in the house and okay, we got to do our work, right? If we've been paying attention, we're supposed to be doing our work. To now, we need to be better to Mother. We need to be better to the earth because this is what houses us, right? As we're hurtling in this cosmos. And she has been waiting for the frequency shift to happen. She's been waiting patiently and now she's like, guess what? This is going down now. But the beauty of this right now is this is also a wonderful, magnificent seed time. Not only it's a seed time for us to plant ourselves, plant who we are, plant who we intend to be, and plant how we're going to integrate and interact with the realm as it's changing. Because the energy, time is changed, energy has changed. And it's polarized because there's a raising up of light and an even deepening of dark. And as these two polarizations, as they separate, they have to come back and clash. This is like a separation of wheat and chaff. This is a separation of, are you here, are you there? This is where a lot of true intentions, this is a season of true intention. For a lot of us, our perspectives may have been changing subtly, and now it's like a boom, here we are. A clarity of vision. If you've looked across your this month, if you take the time over the next day or two to really begin to recognize, how has your vision changed? How has your thought process, what shifts have you been making energetically, gradually all throughout this month? And now it feels like it's come to a head. Right? This has been a slow guide through each step. I mean, it feels like it's been fast, but in all actuality, it's been a rather slow guide. And now there's this turn, this pivot, this It's time for me to get moving and activated. It's time for me to finally say, this is who I am. It's time for me to finally move in those gifts. It's time for me to finally reveal the secret. And the secret is, guess what? This is who I am. I'm a light worker. I'm a starseed. I'm a what have you, whatever. Right? I'm an earth worker. Like, I gotta, like, feed my energy to the earth. I'm a healer. I'm a seer. I'm a doer. I'm a creator. This is your moment in time to finally look at all this and say, God dang it, this is who I am. Because when this moon goes full over here in Scorpio in a couple weeks, hidden, all those things that are hidden. From the sun's perspective, that's 12th house energy. All the hidden stuff, all of the stuff you've been trying to keep secret, all of the stuff you've been trying to keep under wraps. You ain't said it too much because you didn't want anybody to think you were crazy. Whatever the case is, all of that hidden stuff, it's time for you to execute. It's time for you, during these 2 weeks, get your investigation going. Here it comes. Okay? The moon's also nudging us or asking us to be a little bit more patient with ourselves. Taurian energy can be very patient. Wants the finer things in life, wants the finer the good. So what is the ultimate good for yourself? What's your ultimate good? What's your ultimate goal? We have to be patient with these seeds that we've sown so that they will bloom in due time. The full moon is going to allow us, give us an insight into what other, what can we leverage? What, with other people, right? How can we leverage our resources and even other people's resources, so to speak, to get these things in motion so that we can build, so that we can go beyond what we have thought that we would think or ever be able to attain. This is really time for us to welcome the shifts in our life. So it's kind of a new moon talk, right? Welcome those shifts in your life. Like, reset your intentions. And we are right now, this is if you were to say it, it's kind of on biblical proportions, the shift in consciousness that we're going through right now. And the reason why it's so polarizing is because it truly is a great awakening. Definitely not what some of us were told it would be. But it is truly a great awakening. And I think that there are going to be a lot of people that have seen things on both sides in a way things are going to open up and be revealed. And a lot of people all over across the board are either going to be very disappointed, very shocked at what's going to come out globally and people's true intentions shown. That's going to be this sun coming into, and we're going to see the start of that with the sun coming conjunct to Uranus. While this 4-4 portal is like open, very shortly Pluto will be going into retrograde. And then shortly thereafter, Jupiter will be going into retrograde about the same time. Saturn will be going into retrograde. Venus will be going into retrograde. This is all May. May is retrograde month, if you can't figure that out by now. And the nodes are going to be into Sagittarius and Gemini. Our intellect, our networking, it changes. Like quick, rapid movements, shifts. May is retrograde month. Let's just call it that. May is going to give us, it's going to slow it down long enough for us to integrate all of these changes and all of these growth, right? These ascensions, these growth patterns we've made. It's going to do that. These have been some extremely intense shifts we've been through in the first quarter of this year. And then a little bit beyond, right? The rebirth I don't think any of us could have expected a rebirth of the earth happening the way it's happened. And now it's going to be time for us to rebirth our structures. When Saturn goes back into Capricorn, it's going to be like, okay, I gave y'all a bit of a reprieve. Are y'all restructuring your government? Are y'all restructuring what governs you? Are you restructuring your thoughts? Are you restructuring your spiritual life? Are you restructuring your esoteric and metaphysical life? This is, have you figured out what it is you're supposed to do? And are you ready to launch? This is for us to be in preparation to launch, to sail, to go on the sea and move. Those that will really benefit from this are going to be ones that are ready to sail on the new seas. And you need to set this, you need to figure out where it is you want to be and where you want to go and what you want to do now. Like now. Next 3 to 4 days. Now. Find the beauty in what you're doing now. Find the beauty in where you're going now. Find the beauty in yourself now. Find the beauty in others. As my cats. I see Virgo literally climbing everywhere in the background. Pumpkin, don't do that. Pumpkin. Okay. You need to figure this out now. Grab onto the positivity and the love and the beauty and the love of self and the love of man and the love of cats and the love of earth and all her inhabitants now. Because the secret of this portal 444, there's one cornerstone left in this 4 points of the foundation, and that final point is you. That final point, that final secret, that final peg is you. How are you going to interact with your life purpose physically, mentally, and spiritually? Self, family, globally. You are that final spot in that base. And if you're not going in enough, if you're not doing enough meditation right now, it's why that whole Merkaba, the light body activation to be able to transcend and go. If you're not doing enough of that right now, where you're not hearing your higher self, you're still really listening to your third dimensional self. You're not listening up here. You're still stuck here. If you're going to remain tethered down here, when the boat moves, you might still be on the shore. wondering how people can move forward, wondering how they can set their sails to their future. If you're still stuck, 4 is life purpose. 4 is a number of love, right? The 4 of Wands, the card for union, lifetime union. 2 4s make an 8, eternity. You kind of put 3 4s together, you can make tetrahedrons. 4th 4, the 4th 4. We need to be setting sail. We need to be having a direction, though, that we're sailing in. A lot of us have been moving here to and fro, and because we're not spending enough time with ourselves, and because we're not spending enough time with our higher self, and up here in other dimensions, because we're not spending enough time there, and we're spending too much time third dimensionally tethered, we can't see up here. We can't raise our vibration. We can't be a part of the collective energy to raise the vibration of this planet. We can't be moving into that love consciousness because we're too busy here. We don't know ourselves. This 444 portal is meant for us to get to, listen, it's saying you've had 3 chances this month. Blame the middle chance on me. You had 3 chances this month to get in there and see what the heck's going on. Right? So, hello? Put yourself in that cornerstone spot to complete your 4 corners, to complete your foundation so we can build. Okay? What if we're still in the healing or discovery part and not ready for purpose? Even if you're not ready to move into your purpose, at least moving in the direction of healing to get to that point is vitally important. Start setting some intentions, though. As we're healing, we can't just sit in our stuff. We need to be healing for a purpose, towards a reason, right? What's on the other side of all of this? And so being open to what's on the other side and beginning to see even the little seeds of where we're going is so important. See the small things, the pieces. You don't have to have the whole puzzle put together, but if we're at least gathering the pieces, we can set ourselves at that 4th corner and begin to build the foundation. Right? But until we set that up and put our sail up, the wind can't blow us, because what's coming is wind, right? The Aquarius is air. And as we're going through this time period in Taurus, in Taurus, we'll be out of Taurus season before you know it. And that's Gemini season, and it's freaking go time. Moving while healing, exactly. When we're healing up from a broken leg, we still take crutches and we still keep it moving, right? Even if we got to use the scooter in Walmart, we still keep going. It's about aligning our conscious awareness, right, to the subconscious forces of life, the subconscious life force. So if you can begin to move your awareness, that mindfulness practice, aligning it, integrating it with your higher self, healing goes a lot faster when we do the integration. So if you can do that, that's definitely aligning you towards moving in the right direction. That's definitely aligning the subconscious and allowing the subconscious to help the conscious. Allowing that all to happen at the same time. And understanding in this earth energy, this fixed earth energy, at this third 444, it's interesting because I think all too much we've wanted the earth to fit us. And now we have to fit the earth. And I say that meaning this: we're the flowers, we're the seeds, we're planted here. It takes sunlight and rain and wind, heat, cool to grow. And we've got to come back to our roots. We've got to come back to who we are. And I understand that sounds very third dimensional, but in coming back to who we truly are, it is in a higher dimensional meanings. Who are we really in a higher dimension, our higher self, integrating that into our third dimensional being, and then allowing ourselves to be planted to grow. And as we grow and we integrate those consciousnesses together, that then changes our body. It assists us. It raises our consciousness and raises our vibration, and therefore raises the vibration of the earth. That's always, I think, been a missing piece. As we're raising our vibration, it's like, okay, we're ascending, okay, we're awakening. But what's the purpose? It's always been so you could raise the vibrational set point of the earth, of humanity, to a higher frequency. But that means we got to tether ourselves back down and feed it back in, right? Ramadan starts tomorrow morning. Holy cannolis. So this is a lot of decision making happening, right? This is a lot of intention setting. Like, are we being good to ourselves? Are we integrating our higher self? Are we integrating a higher consciousness? And is that higher consciousness then feeding the earth? Is this higher consciousness then raising the global vibration? Is this higher consciousness, is our higher consciousness contributing to the elevation of the consciousness of the earth? And how do we fit into that? We have being connected to the earth and all her inhabitants means being connected to all of them. It means we have to feed all of them. It means we get fed from them. It means being grounded and connected and caring and loving, and not being distant and disconnected and not in fear. Yes, it does include taking care of our third dimensional bodies. So interestingly enough, even before I recognized all this was going on, like again, right? I told you I started walking 2 to 4 miles a day and changing my eating habits, um, going into like an alkaline kind of diet. I'm going through this. I'll be doing this like body reset thing. We'll tell you guys about that as we go along, right? Um, but I felt this need to like take better care of my body, much better care. Much better care. So yeah. I mean, this is the vessel that we're interacting with the earth in, so we might as well take care of it. We should. We should honor it too, right? Um, and this isn't about blame. This isn't about anything. This is just about it's just, don't feel bad. Just let's do better. Just let's elevate everything, right? Elevate everything. Um, Understanding that Uranus in Taurus changes a lot. It changes a lot of times. It changes monetary systems, it changes structures, it changes a lot. And it is also, though, with Jupiter Pluto conjunctions in Capricorn, and there's going to be 2 more this year, it's also giving us an opportunity to transform ourselves and be less dependent on economic or governmental structure and more independent and more cognizant of our metaphysical ability, our spiritual ability, more dependent on higher self and higher consciousness and less dependent on the third dimensional world. That's what this is really, that's what it kind of comes down to. That's what it comes down to. So, this is a growth. This is you deciding to be that fourth part of that cornerstone, that foundation, that most important cornerstone, right? The head cornerstone. There's 3 fours there. You be the fourth four. Be the head of your own destiny. Be the head of the captain of your own ship. Be the head. Be the head. Grow, ascend, come into who you are. You don't have to come into who you are tomorrow, but at least set your intention to come into who you are in a full way in 2020 as we continue globally to grow. Now, I will also tell you thank you, Ezekiel. That's kind of the overview. Interestingly enough as well, though, today, WikiLeaks did an entire dump of hundreds of documents. A lot of hidden information is being put out here now. We've got dueling studies, like, about the virus. We've got, doctors saying this on this side and doctors saying this on this side and scientists saying this over here and scientists there and people over here and people, it seems like it's so much more divisive, and this should be such a peaceful time, but it's like all sorts of information is flying out for public consumption. Because the one thing, if we're all kind of in the house, we got a lot of time to be looking up stuff. And there's a lot of time for people to be just like blip, 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 information. We are in the information age. We are in a technology age. So, and Uranus is in Taurus. So we are going to be finding out a lot more information that is of personal interest to us. We're going to be finding out a lot of information about how people or entities or whatever have been living the good life off of the backs of a lot of us. The little people. We're going to be finding lots of information that people have tried to keep from us. Firmly believe that. I also firmly believe that we're going to start seeing more information being given about like therapies and cures for different diseases that have plagued us as we're doing this regeneration. Knight of Swords, yeah. As we're doing this regeneration, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that too. So, be prepared. Like I talked a lot about esoterically, what this means for you as an individual, and that you need to be your own cornerstone. The head, right, of that foundation. The most important plug in that last four. But this is also going to be a time for you to assess, integrate, read, investigate on your own. And come to your own conclusions. Independent. Groupthink is becoming something very different now. Groupthink is much more loosely tied together as we come higher energetic beings. Higher energetic beings have a different way of groupthink. It's more like, it is what it is. Okay. Less judgmental, more just it is what it is. And we're seeking harmony and love. Not drama and crap. Not judgment. Not, right? It doesn't fit. It no longer fits. Harmony. And instead of usury, instead of slavery, if you will, instead of keeping, oh my gosh, right? Like, I mean, we need structure, but this like control. Instead of control, freedom and freedom of thought. Freedom of expression and free will. We can't. And so all the usury, all the control, all the stuff that's been going on in the shadows, as this moon gets around to Scorpio, the moon in Scorpio is a bad mama jamma. The moon in Scorpio reveals all secrets. The moon in Scorpio is like, you know what? I knew you was doing this, that, and the third. Dirty. Like the moon in Scorpio is really, it's like a psychic FBI, CIA, CSI, NCIS, KGB, MI6. It reveals everything. Everything. Especially when it's opposing the sun. So be looking out for that. Be looking out, because it'll be opposing Uranus, and then it's going to come around and it'll oppose it. Be looking out. Be looking out for a lot of change to be happening in the next couple of months. Free power. Yes, I like that. Hey, Marie. So, groupthink is going to be different. And again, You could seek out all those leaks. I found it very interesting that it was dropped today. I mean, hundreds. Hundreds. That's not what I was looking for. Hundreds. What's this website? Hold on. Dumped online. Blacklistednews.com. Go to blacklistednews.com. Hundreds. Yes. So the equality of mankind and womankind, the equality of the divine feminine. She ain't got time for this mess here. Let me tell you something. She is moving and moving. Now these meteor showers, these black holes, there's been a second moon that's appeared in our orbit. There's a lot of interesting times, a lot of heavenly bodies coming to the fore. So this is I'm just gonna say this. I want there's a verse in the Bible that says, test the spirits. I'm gonna ask you to just look at things through a different lens, a new lens, an enlightened lens, without judgment, but see things for what they are without someone telling you how to look at them. Look at the information just how it's presented without someone telling you how to look at it and how to interpret it. The news you're getting over the next few days, a couple weeks, few months. But I don't want you to see all this stuff that's going on and then bring it back home to you and say, oh my God, and then retreat. You have to be looking at this from your divine perch. Your divine perch, not your third dimensional perch. I do believe that's why we're also being elevated, so we can see it through the eyes of divinity and not through the eyes of humanity, if you will. Does that make sense? I want you to look at it from up here. We want you to look at it from up here, not down in the muck and the mire. Look at it from here. From the 30,000 foot view, from the fourth and fifth dimensional point of view, and not from the third dimensional. It looks very different. Believe me, it looks very different. Be your own cornerstone. Your own. Build your own boat. Set your own sail. Move with your own breath. That to me is the biggest secret that's revealed. Is that I am in control of my own destiny. I choose my own destiny. I have set my intention, and nothing is going to stop me from reaching it. Set your intention, love on yourself, take care of yourself. Don't let anything stop you. And even if you don't know where you're going just yet, that's okay. Let your sail down and let the breath of life and spirit guide you. You'll know. You'll know what course is charted before you know it. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you for the night. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, everyone, for the compliments. I appreciate it. Thank you for your insight and your questions. We're going to be getting together again very soon. I appreciate your support. And we're going to be moving through Pulla Moana. Yes! I swear, I'm all into Disney. Moanas, Frozen's. Y'all seen Frozen 2? Please do watch it. Pocahontas, Mulan, Pulla Moana. Yeah. Don't let anybody stop you from sailing sea and going past, setting sail and going past that reef, honey. Because past the reef is where the power is. You stay confined to the shore and just a little bit into the water, ain't no power there. The power is beyond the reef. The power is beyond the barrier. So we'll get together again very soon, y'all. I'm catching up on everything. Thank you so much too. I'm considering opening up the memberships here and maybe not shutting down, but changing the Patreon. So I don't know. I'm going to put a poll up. So you guys go on my community tab and check out the poll. Okay. But we might do that here and then do something different over on Patreon. We'll make a decision. Okay. All right, guys. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. We're gonna, I don't remember which scene this is in. We're gonna, on our way out, play a little commercial. Don't forget it is 40% off of all live sessions. Okay. Still for now, we'll keep that going. Okay. Especially during this really important time. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I will see you soon. Namaste.